All right, so check this out. Donald Trump is escalating his attacks on California Governor Gavin Newsom by a lot. He's now endorsing the idea of arresting Gavin Newsom for no reason, no charge, no allegation against him, just because. This is an idea that was put forward by Tom Homan, Donald Trump's border czar, and he seems keen on going through with it. So I want to play this clip for you of Donald Trump announcing that he agrees with this decision. But first and foremost, I want to give you some context. I think I know why Donald Trump is so angry at Gavin Newsom, and it's partly because he just announced that California is suing Donald Trump. They are suing to block his illegal order to send the National Guard into Los Angeles, and Gavin Newsom just announced the news on social media saying, quote, "We are suing Donald Trump. This is a manufactured crisis. He is creating fear and terror to take over a state militia and violate the U.S. Constitution. The illegal order he signed could allow him to send the military into any state he wishes," which is true. The order that Donald Trump signed for the National Guard did not specify California. It just gave him broad authority to deploy the National Guard, didn't specify a state. Every governor, red or blue, should reject this outrageous overreach. There's a lot of hyperbole out there. This isn't that. This is an unmistakable step toward authoritarianism that threatens the foundation of our republic. We cannot let it stand. And Gavin Newsom's spot on here. This is an unmistakable step toward authoritarianism. Sending the military, the National Guard, into a state against the will of the people in that state, threatening to send the Marines into that state, saying that they are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. That is incredibly dictatorial. Again, you do not see that here in the United States. That does not happen in democracies. That happens in dictatorships, not here in the United States. And just a couple of years ago, all the different Republican governors were saying that Biden can't send the National Guard into any state. It violates state sovereignty. Now that Donald Trump has done it, they are silent. I also want to give you some more context on this lawsuit. Rob Bonta, the California Attorney General, confirmed that the state planned to file suit against the Trump administration for federalizing the National Guard and sending troops to Los Angeles. Bonta said the move, quote, "abused the federal government's authority and violated the 10th Amendment of the Constitution and skipped over strategic steps that should have been deployed to quell unrest and prevent escalation." And I think that these strategic steps are really important in this lawsuit because California Governor Gavin Newsom pointed out that in that order Donald Trump signed, it said that they would consult the governor. He announced that they never consulted him. So there's a number of different things that the Trump administration has done that's blatantly unconstitutional, blatantly illegal when it comes to the order that Donald Trump signed. Now, I want to get back to this comment that Donald Trump just made, daring Tom Homan to arrest him. Gavin Newsom has already responded to Tom Homan's threat. So I'm going to play this clip and then we'll look at Gavin Newsom's response. Have a look.
Gavin Newsom is, he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it?
I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
Yeah, so it was kind of hard to hear with the helicopter in the background. He's about to take off from the White House lawn, but incredibly concerning. This is a sitting president of the United States endorsing the idea of arresting a sitting governor. By the way, Kamala Harris warned that this would happen in the election, and Republicans just said it was hyperbole, it was outrageous, it was never going to happen, it was the Democrats being dramatic. Now we have Donald Trump on the lawn of the White House, the people's house, threatening to arrest a sitting governor. And again, I want to stress that there is no allegation. There's no charges. There's no evidence that Donald Trump is bringing forward saying, oh, Gavin Newsom did something wrong. Instead, he's just like, yeah, I don't really like him. You know, if I were Tom Homan, as he said right there, I'd do it. I would do it. You know, Gavin, and he also said that Gavin Newsom likes the publicity. I mean, he's just such a narcissist that he thinks other people would endorse that kind of behavior. But as I mentioned, Gavin Newsom last night in an MSNBC interview responded to Tom Homan's threat of arrest. And I thought his response is fantastic. So just take a look at what he had to say.
Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his words. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
I love that response from Gavin Newsom. I think I said this in a video earlier today as well. I think this is the kind of pushback, the kind of resistance that people have been wanting to see from Democrats, saying like, hey, you got to go through me first. If Tom Homan wants to come and arrest me, come do it. Bring it on, buddy. Come on, bring it on, tough guy. Look, I said as well that I think people have disagreements with Gavin Newsom in the Democratic Party, but there's no denying that this guy's a fighter. This guy's a dog. He's willing to get into the mud with Donald Trump and his administration and go toe-to-toe with them. And that's exactly what he's doing right here. And I love his point saying like, hey, you know, lay your hands off the 3-year-old girls, lay your hands off the children, the immigrants who are here trying to have a better life. Why don't you come after me first? And Gavin Newsom also responded to Donald Trump's clip directly. He included the video down here of Trump speaking on the White House lawn. And he said, the president of the United States just called for the arrest of a sitting governor. This is a day I hoped I would never see in America. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. This is a line we cannot cross as a nation. This is an unmistakable step toward authoritarianism. And I think that if there are any Republicans watching at home, take this seriously. Take this seriously. This is unprecedented. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, I would hope that we could all agree that a sitting president of the United States should not be making a threat of arrest toward a sitting governor because they want to. There's no evidence. There's no allegations of wrongdoing. It's just because Donald Trump wants to. That is unmistakably, as he said, I love this phrase, I've said it a couple times, unmistakably a step toward authoritarianism. You don't see that here in the United States. And meanwhile, while all of this is going on and while Donald Trump is threatening Gavin Newsom, he is still ranting on Truth Social, saying, we have made a great decision in sending the National Guard to deal with the violent, instigated riots in California. If we had not done so, LA would have been completely obliterated. The incompetent governor, Gavin Newsom, and Mayor Karen Bass should be saying, thank you, Donald Trump. You are so wonderful. Wow, the narcissism here. We would be nothing without you, sir. Instead, they choose to lie to the people of California and America by saying we weren't needed and that these are peaceful protests. Just one look at the videos and photos of the violence and destruction tells you all you have to know, yada, yada, yada. You've heard the same story from Donald Trump before, but as I just wanted to really take a minute here. This is one of the most narcissistic things I've seen from Donald Trump, making up a hypothetical quote of gratitude toward himself. It really just doesn't get much stranger than that. But he's also like completely, sorry about that. He's completely lying, saying that, oh, the National Guard was needed. As Gavin Newsom said, and as the LAPD chief said, before the National Guard was sent in, all of their Mets were matched. There was not a single unmet need. The protests, 99.9% of them were peaceful. Overwhelmingly, they said that people were using their First Amendment rights responsibly. Gavin Newsom said the exact same thing. As soon as the National Guard came in, it became a crisis. Donald Trump made it a crisis. That's how we're here right now. Don't get it twisted. He'll lie. He'll say, we made the great decision. It's all us. They should be thanking us. Otherwise, California and LA would be obliterated. Total nonsense. So I just wanted to bring you this story that Donald Trump is now threatening to arrest Gavin Newsom and Mayor Bass of California. He's endorsing the idea and saying, go for it. He's giving his go ahead to his administration to target these folks. But I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. Make sure to subscribe down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Also drop a like on the video and comment. Let me know what you think about the story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.